Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we get an update from a Southern Kentucky pastor who is now back in the United States after being in Israel when the war with Hamas started. And the 2023 general election is less than a month away. We'll tell you some things you need to know before heading to the polls.
Plus, we are tracking rain chances to increase by this weekend. Those details coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
With the war ongoing, travel in and out of Israel has been limited. A Somerset man has spent the past several days trying to make it out of Israel, and he finally touched back down on American soil this morning. As he tells Samantha Valentino, he's very grateful to have made it out safely.
Alan Dodson lives in Somerset. He takes a trip to Israel 3 to 5 times a year for work. On his most recent trip, he landed in Israel last Tuesday.
It was on Friday that I was actually in a work meeting literally in Ashkelon, so down on the coast just north of Gaza.
He took this photo on the beach in Ashkelon Friday night. Dodson says for him, Israel has always been one of the most peaceful places on earth. Saturday morning, though, things took a turn.
Just that gut-wrenching, ominous feeling, regardless of how safe you think you are, when you're listening to bombs getting shot out of the sky, rockets being shot out of the sky.
It became clear that getting back home to the Commonwealth wouldn't be easy. His flight was canceled the moment Dodson stepped foot into the airport.
Because of some friends in Jordan, I was able to leave Israel at the north border crossing between Israel and Jordan, and a Jordanian driver that some trusted friends knew met me at the border crossing.
That driver took him to Amman, where he flew to Cairo, then New York. Now he's getting ready to head back to Kentucky. Here at home, friends and strangers alike have been praying for Dodson's safe return.
Our beloved Commonwealth proves that it is who it's always been. Kentuckians love one another, stick together, and want the best for each other.
In Somerset, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Dodson says he cannot thank those who prayed for his safety enough. 3 people are facing serious charges following what's being called a historic drug bust in Harlan County. Leslie Brock and Theresia Westfelt, both of Lynch, as well as Aaron Robinson of Cumberland, were arrested after the ANI and DEA spent several weeks investigating the case. 2 search warrants were executed yesterday, yielding more than 470 grams of fentanyl, more than 650 grams of meth, several $1,000s, and 1 handgun. Kentucky State Police troopers are asking for help finding a man they say is wanted on multiple charges. KSP says they are looking for this man, 34-year-old Dustin E. Newsom. He's 6 feet tall with brown eyes, but is known to wear colored contact lenses. If you have any information about the case, you're asked to contact KSP Post 9 at 606-433-7711. A man is behind bars after he was reportedly found with multiple drugs. Officers with the Williamsburg Police Department brought 44-year-old Tommy Powers into custody along Kentucky Highway 92 West in Williamsburg on Monday. Officers found suspected meth and marijuana in Powers' possession and later discovered he had a previous felony conviction for drug possession. He was taken to the Whitley County Detention Center. It's been more than 3 months since the last of the chemical weapons stockpile was destroyed in Kentucky. Back in the 1940s, the first chemical weapons arrived at the Bluegrass Army Depot in Madison County. Now, several decades later, they are celebrating a historic achievement to what they say is a safer future. Senator Mitch McConnell and Governor Andy Beshear both attended today's event in Madison County, and speakers say there is still work to be done at the depot.
The mission's not over. It is a great time to celebrate because we've met that international treaty obligations, but we still have to get through surety.
The Bluegrass Chemical Agent Destruction Pilot Plant workforce is focused on their closure phase, with their priority being the safety of the workers public and environment. They say that phase will continue for the next few years.
We are still tracking some dry and cloudy weather across the mountains into this evening. Here's a live look from the WYMT studio, and we are cloudy, also cool at this hour. That temperature at 63 degrees. Most of us in the middle to lower 60s, down to 61 for Pikeville, also Clintonwood, 62 for Jackson, and 63 for Manchester, also Harlan at this hour. So we are below average, but some above average weather is on the way as early as tomorrow. But right now on the radar, we are dry and cloudy, all thanks to that warm front that we continue to talk about. We are really in between two different systems here in the mountains, one to the south producing some rain over the deep south, and one to the north producing a few showers in Illinois, also Iowa. We are dry tonight, also dry for Thursday, Friday, but that next rain chance is not too far away. As we go into tonight, once again we stay dry, and those clouds do begin to exit as you wake up on Thursday. Those lows back in the upper 40s and lower 50s. But Steve, how does 80 degrees sound by Friday? We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
All right, Cameron, thank you very much. Another taste of summer coming in, it sounds like. Well, the 2023 general election is now less than a month away, with Kentucky being one of only 3 states holding a gubernatorial election. WYMT's Olivia Calfee talked to one county clerk today about what you need to know leading up to Election Day on November 7th.
Before you cast your vote, Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier says there are some things to know and not forget when heading to the polls.
They actually need to bring their driver's license in. That's a good thing. And most of them know where they're going to vote, but if they don't know, we'll have it online.
To find your county-specific voting location, search elect.ky.gov. And Napier says if you plan to vote with an absentee ballot, you must meet the requirements. The last day to request one is October 24th at 11:59 p.m. Absentee ballots can be mailed or left in county-specific drop boxes.
They could drop their ballot in there anytime, and it's under 24-hour surveillance, so they don't have to worry about dropping it in. So that, or they could bring it, mail it in, whatever they want to do.
Napier says drop boxes and post offices are checked every day. And for folks who meet specific requirements, absentee in-person voting will begin at the end of October, with early voting at the start of November. Napier says he believes everyone should do their part and cast their vote.
It's a very quick process. I think everyone should vote. It's your option. You know, you need to come out and vote. It's just a great thing. You know, a lot of people complain about things. But if you don't vote, you shouldn't complain. You should come out.
The polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Election Day, November 7th. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
For more information on dates for early voting and links to the state website, just find this story on our website, WYMT.com. The Mountain Arts Center in Prestonsburg received grant money for some much-needed repairs. After 27 years, the center is in need of a new roof, HVAC systems, and a new emergency lighting system. The MAC is a hub for tourism, not only for Prestonsburg, but for the region. Executive Director Joe Campbell says that this money will give them peace of mind to know that their staff and patrons will be comfortable in the theater after the repairs are complete.
Probably the biggest thing we're looking forward to is the theater HVAC system. You know, we've had trouble with it, and it's really tough on patrons coming in. Sometimes we've had issues with it, and you know, 700 to 1,000 people in here, it gets warm quick.
Campbell says that avoiding downtime during the repairs will benefit not only the center, but the community as a whole. We'll have more on the economic impact of the Mountain Arts Center tonight at 6. The reconstruction of the Buckhorn School is underway. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox has more on the latest timeline from Perry County school officials.
Multiple agencies are together in the Buckhorn School project.
You've not only got KDE and the facilities branch and the normal approvals that we would do in a construction project, but you also have FEMA now involved in that as well.
The project altogether is estimated to cost $15 million between cleanup and reconstruction efforts.
It was a $3 million cleanup from the initial damages from the flood, getting all the debris, the floodwaters out of the school.
The other $12 million goes to reconstruction, but Maggard says they will be able to keep the shell of the school.
The concrete flooring, the walls, and the roof. And basically is what we have. And so everything else is a reconstruction.
They have removed doors and windows, flooring has been removed, and other progressions.
They've removed all of the ceiling tiles. They're beginning to replace the ceiling grid. Temporary walls have been installed on the walls that had to be taken down because structurally they weren't sound.
The building will get a new coat of paint as well.
Obviously all the paint was stripped off the walls. Walls had to be dried out with the water damage, and so the painting will begin here over the next few weeks.
Maggard says they plan to have the building ready for students by August 2024. In Perry County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Maggard also says the school district will post updates on their Facebook page as the project continues. A beloved Pike County educator has died. Tommy Thompson died at the UK Medical Center on Monday. Thompson was a teacher at Johns Creek Elementary and Pike Central High School for many years. Thompson was inducted into the Coaches Hall of Fame for Kentucky High School Speech League. We've highlighted his health struggles on WYMT in recent years. His visitation will be tomorrow at Meda Baptist Church from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. The funeral is set for Friday at 1 p.m. also at the church. Thompson was 69 years old.
Well, we see some lower 80s by Friday, but cooler air is back on the way by this weekend. Those temperatures after this break. Plus,
Pikeville Medical Center kicks off a new program bringing young students on campus to get a look at the medical world.